Mary Magdalene, a very good morning and thanks for your time. Before we talk about your organisation, I'd like your response to the story I've just read about the court ordering government to include refugees and asylum seekers in the COVID-19 grant.
If I were a giant, my laughter will be resounding in all the corners of South Africa right now. As I heard the information, I'm thrilled, I'm happy. I am so grateful that we in South Africa live in a country where the justice system is fair. It protects everyone, including refugees and migrants. So that is how I feel. I'm particularly thrilled at this moment. And thank you for that news.
All right, great. And I'm sure, it is going to bring a lot of relief, especially after the hardships of the past couple of months, especially even just before the lockdown began. So let's talk about Whole World Women Association, Mary Magdalene. What exactly do you do? Who do you focus on?
Whole World Women Association was created and started by migrant and refugee women living in Cape Town with the support of local South African women who cared about issues that affected women, both in this country and women who had traveled to this country to kind of seek security for themselves and their families. So basically, Whole World Women Association started as a support group. Right now, we are a registered nonprofit organization for the last 10 years. Working in Cape Town, and our focus is women who are refugees, who are migrants, or women who are destitute in one way or the other. Yeah.
And I'm sure, Mary Magdalene, you're well aware of some of the, I suppose, feelings that some South Africans have. And, we've spoken about the xenophobia issue for years now. We know what was happening in Cape Town. We saw what was happening in Cape Town, even at the start of the lockdown as well. And, many people believing that refugees being here are a bit of a pest, if I were to put it that way. And, and I'm sorry if that's offensive, but that's how sometimes people view them. And what are you doing to help people, for one, cope with that perception of themselves and then fight it as well?
Whole World Women Association, for many years, over the years, since 2008, we have participated and implemented social cohesion activities both in our local communities and out of our province. In the Eastern Cape, Whole World Women's Association is well known in the Eastern Cape, in Ladyfrey, in Queenstown, in Johannesburg, in the Western Cape itself, where we have told ourselves that we cannot live in isolation. The beauty of the fact that I must mention is the fact that with the end of apartheid in South Africa, the view around human rights respect is heightened. And that is the most beautiful thing, that refugees in South Africa and not in camps, you never know what your freedom means until it is taken away from you. And you are placed in a camp where there are curfews, where you have to be given everything like you have never been an adult. So that said, when refugees came into South Africa, nobody had really educated South Africans who refugees were, why they were escaping from where they came from, and what were the challenges that they were going to face. Nobody informed refugees as well that they were going to face challenges in their countries of, in their host countries. Yeah. So on arriving in South Africa, people found themselves in chaotic situations where everything changes. Yeah. The culture, the language, everything, the food, the socialization. And so there is this situation where people have to redefine who they are and to refine themselves where they have to belong. What? And so these situations have, in the Western Cape in particular, promoted what we were living before the lockdown. Yeah. And the Western Cape in particular has been a province in which people are well informed around who refugees are. Therefore, you will not find massive outbreaks of xenophobia. However, in the last year, close to this pandemic, there was a situation where refugees had to escape from their places of residence and occupied streets and churches.
I think, we had covered that extensively, Mary Magdalene, and I think we'll have to leave it there, but thank goodness for organizations like yours that understand both sides of this coin and try and actually bring them together at some point.